Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good start to the weekend. If you haven't seen, the JANIBEK and MIKHAILOVICH middleweight title fight is off. JANIBEK has been pulled. He apparently fainted while doing his weight cut, and they put him on an IV, and subsequently he's been withdrawn from the fight. Now, normally, well, actually, what I will say first off is that the press conference and everything the other day, he looked totally fine. I understand the weight cut's a different situation. He did look big though. That's what I will say. And I did actually think to myself, how does this guy make middleweight? But in this day and age, I know we're fully focused on the head injuries and concussions, brain injuries, all that sort of stuff, and rightfully so. But why isn't more attention being paid to this situation where you have a fighter who obviously is not designed to fight or make this weight, coming up against a guy who's done all the right things. He's flown from New Zealand all the way to Las Vegas, done a full camp, probably paid his trainers, his managers, everything else, all the fight camp costs, everything like that. It's flying over there in good faith to fight for his dream, which is the middleweight title. Gets to the day of the weigh-in, the day before the fight, and this happens. So to no fault of his own, he's now sitting in his hotel room without a shot at the title fight. I, for one, think that JANIBEK should be stripped of his titles immediately. This is ongoing, by the way. This is not just a one-off situation. I think he should be stripped of his titles immediately. MIKHAILOVICH should be immediately scheduled to fight the next available opponent at the closest date that he possibly can. JANIBEK should be fined significantly. And I know this is a little bit harsh on a guy that's probably sitting in a hospital bed with an IVF drip in his arm. I get that, but this is a guy, and as we said all the time in UFC, fighters who almost near death, lying on the ground with blankets and sleeping bags and sweatsuits and all this sort of stuff, put over the top of them while the team surround them in case of them passing out, or God knows, I don't know, going into cardiac arrest or something, I don't know. But either way, I think as much as I agree with all the attention on everything else, there needs to be more attention put on fighters fighting in the, I won't say the natural weight divisions, but close to. I mean, we've got fighters like Devin Haney who'll put on 25, 30 pounds. We've got Ryan Garcia in the same boat. So I think, and that's okay, they seem to fight okay, but in this situation it proves that there is a problem out there. And I think, one, it's no good for the fighters themselves. While we're trying to put so much attention on everything else, surely the fact that the body and the brain is so dehydrated, even if they do make weight and get into the ring, that they're susceptible to some major damage in the ring once the fight starts and the heart gets pumping. They start getting punched in the head, the body starts to react to something else foreign going on that it's not used to, under duress, and we're getting more of these injuries. So I know the WBC, I think it is do is it 30-day, 7-day, 14-day, whatever it might be, weigh-in. I think to the point, there almost needs to be a scientific approach where fighters are analysed and told what weight their body is comfortable getting down to, and that is the minimum or maximum, whatever you want to call it, that they're allowed to actually weigh in. So for instance, if I get on there on the scales or get my tests and it's come back that, or the scientists judge that I'm able to get down to 147, anything below that my body will react badly and put me at risk, then I cannot go down to 140 even if I choose. That's where I think we're at. And again, not just because of the fighter's safety, but for the poor opponent. Like in this situation, and I'm not a massive fan of MIKHAILOVICH, but my immediate thought was not necessarily JANIBEK. Or actually it was you dumb shit. You would have known you can't make the weight, but here we are. But it was for MIKHAILOVICH who, as I said, is sitting in his hotel room without a shot at the title. And again, I'll say I think JANIBEK should be stripped. MIKHAILOVICH should be able to fight for those vacant belts ASAP against the next available opponent. JANIBEK should be fined, and even to the point where MIKHAILOVICH should, not sure how insurance and all that covers it, but be able to get some of his money back, or be reimbursed, maybe even by JANIBEK for his costs involved during camp. So not a good situation all around, but I think on top of some of the other issues we have to deal with in boxing at the moment, I think this is definitely one of them, of fighters who are just cutting weight down to divisions or to limits they just cannot physically reach. So and putting themselves at risk and the promotion at risk. So there you go, that's my Saturday whinge. Hope you have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.